Good morning, Clinton College students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends. My name is Ayana Anderson. I am a freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, majoring in business administration. Welcome to the third installment of the Spring 2022 Virtual Beacon Forum series of Clinton College. The purpose of our Beacon Forum series is to bring together our campus community each Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon for a dedicated time of inspiration, education, and fellowship. Beacon Forum exposes our Clinton family to a variety of thought leaders, change agents, creatives, and motivators who embody one or more of our core values: scholarship, servant leadership, social change, and spirituality. Beacon Forum gives us an opportunity to have meaningful conversations with each other and professionals who are making a difference in our world. We encourage all Clinton students to actively participate in our Q&A segment with our guest speaker, led by our president, Dr. Lester McCorn. Share your questions and reflections in the comments throughout today's event, and especially during the Q&A. We want your input. We are delighted to have as our featured guest speaker today, Mr. Travis P. Jackson, the founder and CEO of Hbcu Pride Nation, based in Charlotte, North Carolina. On behalf of the entire Clinton College family, we say thank you to our friends from the community for spending part of your day with us. Be sure to follow our social media platforms for future events, new academic programs, course offerings, and other activities. We hope that you will enjoy today's broadcast.
Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound out as the golden sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Praising the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Slowly the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, knelt in the days when hope unborn had died. Live with a steady beat, and let our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers died. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the light gleams along life's darkest task. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast guided light, led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we tread. Lest our feet stray from the places is our God where we met Thee. Bless our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget Thee. Shall we meet again? May we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Hey, good morning. My name is Hector Garcia. I'm a senior at Clinton College. And if you will please bow your heads with me today, I will be praying. Thank you, Lord, for this day and for having us come together for Beacon Forum with Mr. Jackson to give us a word of inspiration to apply to our lives. Lord, I pray for all the HBCUs across the nation as several bomb threats have been called in. I pray that we have a great start to Black History Month where we commemorate the countless lives who have made an impact to make it possible to where we are now. Lord, I pray for the Clinton College family and that you bless their loved ones and keep us healthy. Thank you, Lord, for all that you do. In your name we pray. Amen.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and oh, just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movies and I go downtown. Somebody there, they keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up, oh, just knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, yes, there's been times where I thought I couldn't let but now I think I might be able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will.
Good morning, Clinton College, President McCorn, alumni, students, family, and friends. My name is Tiffany O'Reilly. I currently live in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I am pursuing my Bachelor of Science in Biology. I would like to introduce to you today the guest speaker, Travis P. Jackson. He is a 2011 graduate of North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, where he obtained his Bachelor of Science degree in Journalism and Mass Communication with a concentration in Public Relations. Travis is the CEO and founder of HBCU Pride Nation, an engaging online platform with almost over 300,000 followers that promotes the connectivity, significance, and pride of historically Black colleges and universities in an effort to increase their positive awareness and enrollment. HBCU Pride Nation has provided social media marketing services for Warner Media, Thurgood Marshall College Fund, Cracker Barrel, the Celebration Bowl, or the National HBCU Football Championship, Toyota Go Green, Honda Battle of the Bands, Ford HBCU Challenge, the CIAA, the National Black MBA Association, and others. As a motivational speaker, he teaches leadership through the game of Jenga. He has conducted workshops at the National Black College Hall of Fame, CIAA, the Kings and Queens Connection Conference in New Orleans, the NASAP Conference, and many other college events across the country. Travis was honored as one of the top 30 under 30 African American entrepreneurs in Charlotte by the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Black Chamber of Commerce. He was recently honored as a graduate of the inaugural class of Next Level Leadership Incorporation, a nonprofit that empowers African Americans to lead in Charlotte. Travis has developed and executed events such as the HBCU Pride Brunch, the official HBCU brunch in the country for HBCUs, and the HBCU Pride Experience, formerly known as the Hillman Experience, where over 1.5 million in scholarships were given to students, with an attendance of nearly 3,000, and over 50 HBCUs admitting students on the spot. The event includes a pep rally, alumni panel discussion, college fair, and more. Travis serves as a board member on the board of directors for I Speak Now, a nonprofit that instills passion, pride, and confidence in children and young adults so they recognize their future is limitless by providing mutually positive and interactive learning environments for children and young adults. The quote that Travis lives by is, "You can't be Superman or Superwoman to everyone else and kryptonite to yourself." I am pleased to introduce on Beacon Forum Speakum today, Mr. Travis P. Jackson.
Hello, how are you all? Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. Hello, Clinton College. Hello, Dr. McCorn. Hello, Clinton College faculty, administration, and students. It's good to see y'all faces again. I enjoyed you last year when I came, when my friend YP Thomas came and spoke. And today I am here to speak to you about spirituality, scholarship, social change, and servant leadership. And this morning, as I was preparing to come and speak to you all, I looked up, what is a beacon? What does the word beacon mean? And what I saw was that it means a fire, a light, or something that's in a high or prominent position, and it's set up to be a signal, a warning, or a celebration. And as I was thinking about it, and as I was preparing, what I needed to say to you all came to me. And as I think about the word beacon, it's a celebration, it's a warning, it's a signal, right? You all, as students of Clinton College, you all are a beacon of light, a beacon of hope. And I'll need you all to understand that you have a lot of work to do in order to continue to bring change to our country. And the message that I'm going to give you all today is that your giants cannot defeat you. Your giants cannot defeat you. Let me say it again. Your giants cannot defeat you. What do I mean? No weapon formed against you shall prosper, not even your negative thinking, even in times where you may feel depressed, even in times where you may want to give up, even in times where you feel like no one is there to support you, even in times where you think that you are being overlooked. When I think about just the word in itself, overlooked, I think about the story of David, right? David was the son that his father tried to overlook when it comes to someone to God trying to choose someone to do a great work, right? His father had his other brothers that was in the home and everything. He told God who the names of his brothers, but he never mentioned the name David. But what God did, he reached out and he felt that it was something that was around, someone else that was around that was equipped to defeat Goliath, right? And the funny thing about it was, in order for David to defeat Goliath, he had to defeat the lions and the bears. And what am I saying with that? What I'm saying to you all is you are chosen to do amazing work. You are chosen to change the world. But in order for you all to do it, you have to understand how to defeat the lions and the bears, because there's levels of attacks that will be on you that you will have to overcome. And there's going to be many adversities that will be in your life that will shape you for the next level. The reason why David was able to defeat Goliath was because of the fact that he was able to defeat the lions and the bears. When it comes to you graduating, you have to be able to understand the importance of your homework, first and foremost. Also, when it comes to on-campus organizations, when it's time to go to be a part of on-campus organizations, know what's supposed to be for you to bring you out of your shell. When it comes to you wanting to become the greater version of yourself and to do bigger things, know that you can do it, right? Also, when I was thinking about it as well, I was thinking about the opportunity that you all have to be amazing leaders in this time, especially with how HBCUs are getting a lot of awareness. HBCUs are being seen in many ways. HBCUs, it's such a positive light on HBCUs right now, even though yesterday we heard a lot about bomb threats, right? With HBCUs. But you still have the opportunity to be the light and to contribute to make sure that our HBCUs stay alive. And when I think about Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way that they should go, and they shall never turn away from it when they get older. I think about servant leadership. I think about how we as people, especially myself, my life has been dedicated to servant leadership. I think about it as when people believe that the power that they have is about them and not about the people, that's when they lose. Sometimes when you serve others the best that you can, God will take care of you. You have nothing to worry about. Know that people need you in their life. Know that servant leadership is something that is so powerful. And for that to be one of your core values, it's amazing, Clinton College. And also, I don't think that I would be where I am if it wasn't for servant leadership. I love people, and I want you all to love people as well. I want you all to see the best in people. Don't try to take in everyone, because everybody's energy isn't for you, or your energy isn't for everyone else, right? So when it comes to my gift in servant leadership, my business HBCU Pride Nation came out of servant leadership. It also came out of servant leadership when I was at North Carolina A&T State University. And it also came from when I moved to Miami to complete an AmeriCorps program, which I worked for City Year Miami. And that's why my love for kids, my love for what I do, and also attending HBCU is where I got my love for our people. We need you to be able to understand that you are going to go through mental struggles. Sometimes I go through them myself. You are going to go through dark moments at times. You are going to go through so much just in your life. But you have to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You have to keep your faith strong. And also, when I was speaking about David and how he defeated Goliath, David's faith was why he believed that he could defeat Goliath, because of the fact that his faith had some experience to it. He experienced being able to defeat the lions and the bears. So when I'm speaking of that, my question to you is, what type of evidence do you have in you overcoming adversity in your life? What type of evidence do you have to know that you have come from a mighty, mighty long way? What type of evidence do you have to know that even when you wanted to throw in the towel, you just kept fighting, you kept striving, you kept going, you kept going? It's so easy to throw in the towel. The hardest thing is to keep going. So, Clinton College students and administration, faculty, I want you all to always think about how far you've come before you always think about how far you think you have to go. Because of the simple fact is that we don't know how far we have to go. We can try to plan as much as possible, but we know that God has been here for us from way back. God has always been here for us, and God is here now. And one of my favorite songs is Tasha Cobb's "You Know My Name," and he says, "No battle can defeat you. No giants can defeat you. No mountains will stop you, because God holds your hand. God holds your hand, and God will always hold your hand. God will never leave you nor forsake you." And sometimes when we acknowledge that, sometimes the thing that we forget is that God is waiting for us to grab hold to his hand, because he has created us for a day such as this, a day where it's time to come out of ourselves, where it's time to have faith in who we are, where it's time to have confidence in who we are going to become and who we want to become, and know that there is greater on the horizon. It's so much greater on the horizon. And my favorite scripture of all time is Matthew 6:33. "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all its righteousness, and these things shall be added unto you." A lot of times people don't seek God first. A lot of times they seek earthly desires. They seek materialistic things. They seek the cars, the clothes, the social media likes, the social media followers, things that really don't matter. But there's greater in you. And when you're able to seek God first, he will blow your mind. How do I know? I come from I had a hard background, y'all. My brother was killed in a drive-by shooting, and while I was in high school, I became a senior, and he got killed the year before I became a senior in high school. I was supposed to be the one to go to college. I was hanging around the wrong people, and that year, my senior year, I got straight A's, and I went to A&T. Also, when it came to the way that my company started, I wanted to run for SGA president at A&T, and I got disqualified. The same day I got disqualified, I got qualified to run my own company, which is now a household name in the HBCU community. Also, my grandfather passed away the year before I was supposed to graduate from college, and that was my hero. My grandfather passed away. Then my father, right? My father, the second day that I was born, my father went to jail because he was on alcohol, and he was on drugs and alcohol. But the thing about my father is that my father has showed me what transformation is. My father has been clean off of drugs and alcohol for 18 years. He's been clean off of drugs and alcohol for 18 years because he was determined to change his life around. So any darkness or anything that you feel may have you locked up, restricted, or is taken away from you bringing out your gift, know that you are one decision away from changing your life, please. And also know that God has so much in store for you all. And this is another thing that I want you all to do as students at Clinton College. I don't want you to always feel that you have to network up like this. Let me go talk to the president. Let me go talk to the CEO. Let me go talk to the people that are in power now. I want you to invest even more in those that are around you, because you are in the classrooms with some of the next CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, some of the next biggest influencers, some of the next change makers, the taste makers. There's so much power across from you, to the point that you don't always have to reach to those that are across from you, and that's a way that you will make it. My name is I am Travis P. Jackson. I believe in you. I want you to believe in yourself. And if I've been able to be here through all the adversity that I've been through, I want you to know that you can do it as well. There's power within you. You attend an amazing HBCU. And in 1894, when your school was created and established, they contributed to the power of education for our ancestors in a time where education was something that they could not obtain in a very easy way. And you're still here. So that means that no weapon formed against your college has prospered at all. So keep building, keep living strong, love the school that you attend, and know that greater is on the horizon. I am Travis P. Jackson, and as I close, I love y'all. Thank y'all for this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. McNeil. Thank you, Clinton College. Thank you, Dr. McCorn. And just thank y'all so much for just being amazing, doing what you're doing in Rock Hill. And we know your name. Shout out to Clinton College. I am Travis P. Jackson.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Greater is on the horizon. Yes, indeed. You have inspired us greatly. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being transparent with us. It's not always easy, but it's important for our students and for others to hear where we've come from, what we've had to overcome. And I'm inspired by hearing your story, and I'm sure that others are. So thank you again on behalf of the Clinton family. Listen, beloved community, I want you all to join us in this conversation with Mr. Jackson. We have the great privilege and benefit of talking to a trailblazer who was a strong advocate for HBCUs, and we want you all to engage with him. So please put your questions in the chat. We're going to field as many as we can during this time together, and we certainly want to give Mr. Jackson a chance to engage with more of you. Before we go to the audience, I got a couple questions I want to ask you. From my perspective, I was very intrigued to hear about your work. Could you tell us a little bit more about what HBCU Pride Nation is all about? What led you to start that, and what do you believe to be your mission?
My mission is to make sure that people understand the power of HBCUs. And what I mean by that, Dr. McCorn, is around 2010, the level of the media and how they were depicting HBCUs was very negative. You heard a lot about frauds. You heard a lot about scandals. You heard a lot about so many negative things. And I attended an event called the National Black Alumni Hall of Fame out in Atlanta, Georgia. And the question, and it was for the event to crown Miss HBCU, right? So the oratorical component was, our HBCU still relevant in today's society? And when I heard that, Dr. McCorn, it struck something in me, and I just had like a anger a little bit, because you can't ask, are HBCU still relevant in today's society, because it's Black History Month. And you can't even talk about Black history without talking about HBCU history. You can't talk about America or the world without the contributions of HBCUs. So I decided to take Twitter at the time, and I started doing shout outs to all the HBCUs, and they started reposting it. And it became a national thing. I did a specific shout out to Spelman College. And in 2 hours, Dr. McCorn, 300 Spelman women retweeted it. I was like,
Wow.
okay, I see we have something going on.
Yeah.
So now what we're doing, we have become a household name in the HBCU community. We travel to high schools throughout the country, and specifically right now because of the pandemic, Dr. McCorn, North Carolina, to talk about the HBCU experience. We also have our own event, Dr. McCorn, called the HBCU Pride Experience, which I had it as the Hillman Experience because of a different world and how a different world basically increased HBCU enrollment, but like it's tripled it.
Yeah.
And I wanted students to understand what that is. So we do merchandise, we do speaking, we do events, and it's really just to make sure that people understand that HBCUs paved the way for us to be here today.
That is great, man. That's great work. We need you, and thank you for promoting and advancing our HBCUs. I love to hear the next generation talk about the impact that a different world had on them. That's my time span. I was at Morehouse when that show was filmed. They took shots on Spelman's campus and engaged with many of our students during that time. And I was, in case you don't know, my students get a big kick out of this. I was in the movie School Days, which came out at that same time. So yeah, that was a great time. It was a golden era for HBCUs. And
what part were you in? What part were you in?
I stepped with the Alphas. You remember the Alphas?
I was about to say that. Was you stepping with the Alphas, man?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was me. Okay. Don't ask me to do it now, though. Don't ask.
Okay. Me. No, sir. Yeah, no, sir. We need you to do what you're doing. You just yes, sir.
Let's talk a little bit more about your experience. Tell me about your decision to go to North Carolina A&T. What was it? What was it about the school? Did you already have in your mind that you were going to go to an HBCU, or was it specifically North Carolina A&T that you were looking at?
It was both of them. It was both of them, McCorn. I knew I was going to a HBCU because I watched Drumline 5 times while I was in the movie theater. So I said, "Yep, I'm going there." But then it's very deep on why I chose A&T. 2 things, Doc. Rest in peace to my mentor, Kenny Lyles. I was in Right Moves for Youth, and it's an organization that basically helps students transform their lives and go the right way, right? In a nutshell. And he would take us to A&T for 2 years. It was called University Day. It was when a whole bunch of high schools would come to experience A&T for a day. So I seen the cheerleaders, Dr. McCorn. And I said, I'm supposed to be here. Yes, sir. And then I don't know if you know him or not, but his name is Darren Brand. Darren Brand, he's a comedian. He's been on Wild 'N Out, and he's just amazing. I seen him, and I seen the amount of love that people was giving him. I said, I can be that person one day. And I achieved that at A&T. But on a deeper level, Dr. McCorn, as I said in my speech, my father was on drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
And he's been clean for 18 years. He wasn't in my life at an early age, but my father lived 10 minutes away from A&T. So those 4 years I was at A&T, it gave me the opportunity to build a greater relationship and bond with my father. And he's like now one of my best friends. So that's the bigger reason why I chose A&T, because my father was down the street.
That is great. What a great story. Yeah, great family connection there.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we have the great privilege and honor of sharing with Travis P. Jackson, the founder and leader of HBCU Pride Nation. We want you to engage with him by putting your questions in the chat. One of our students, Hector Garcia, has a question for you. We're going to bring Hector up on the screen now. Go ahead, Hector. You can unmute yourself. Go right ahead.
Hey, so a question that I have, right, and
yes,
I'm sure everyone else is, how do we start to be involved? For example, like, you know, like especially in a time now where it's hard to go places physically, like how do we start to reach out to people via online in order to get plugged in?
Several ways, Hector. Do you have a LinkedIn?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn is very powerful.
Okay.
Almost anybody that you need, especially from administrative level or people that are in charge of organizations, that's their social media platform, really. I've been able to be successful with doing that, with reaching out to some people from other HBCUs as well as some of the brands that we partner with. And you have to have confidence and know the value that you're going to bring to these organizations in order to tell them what you need and to be very specific about it as well. And then while you're on campus, a part of my story, Hector, is I wasn't always this person. Okay, when I went to A&T, bro, I literally knocked on every single door that was on that campus, and I introduced myself to the students as well as the administration. I went to my chancellor's office, I went to dean of students' office, I went to everybody's office, right? And I know that we're in the time of COVID, but I also know that people are wearing their mask. So if there's some people that you would like to introduce yourself to, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do it. Just go and do it. Also, when it comes to some of your friends who may be presidents, who may be presidents of some organizations or involved in other organizations, see if they'll be able to connect you to the people that are leading these organizations. But most of all, Hector, you have to be confident and know how to speak and speak to the value that you could bring to an organization. And then also, but I'm a full-time entrepreneur, Hector, so I'll start my own stuff, right? Start your own platform. That's how I built HBC Pride Nation. Start your own platform, your own organization, so the success that you have, and then people will start to come to you because then you have some evidence to show of what you've been doing. That makes sense?
Nah, yeah, of course it does. And I'm sure this is something that a lot of people go through. What if you really don't have that much work experience? So what you're talking about, like value to the like show your value. How do you show your value if you have what you've done in college more than anything?
That is value, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're looking at where you're starting. People
Okay.
can't expect for you to come straight out of school and just have this big resume or plethora of things that you had in terms of work experience, because first you were a student, you have to take care of your classes, you have to do what you have to do in order to make sure that you're good, right? And sometimes that's why I'm so stickler for entrepreneurship, bro. Like, it's my lifeblood. I love entrepreneurship. I haven't worked for nobody for like the past 5 years, bro. And even when I was working for people, I was still working on my dream. So I think a greater answer for me to tell you is like, what is your dream? And understand what your dream is. Because nobody, and I might get in trouble, Dr. McCorn, but no one will pay you what you're worth until you start working for yourself.
That's right.
Okay, that was good. All
Yeah,
right.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Hector. Appreciate you. Another student has a question. Let's bring Tiffany O'Reilly back on the screen.
Tiffany.
Hello. I have a question for those who have gone through school and say they've gotten their degree, they've gotten an MBA, but just haven't reached that plateau in life that they're looking for. What advice would you give them personally?
It depends on the plateau. It depends on where you're trying to go.
Like business administration, or say finance, or
what type of connections do you have to some conferences? Have you been to any conferences? Have you went on social media and kind of connected with some of these influencers or whatever that's doing some things? Also, don't give up. Definitely don't give up. Because the moment that you're okay, let me take it like this. Relationships, right? Sometimes when you're looking for a man or you're looking for a woman, you'll never find it. But the time that you just stop looking, the greatest opportunity ends up coming. Does that make sense? And
yes.
What I'm saying is sometimes don't feel like you may have to force it, or that you just have to keep looking, because God is so good. And I'm not just saying that just to say it, because I've experienced what God would do. God, as an entrepreneur, God is your CEO. God is your partner, right? But even just in life, God knows the desires of your heart, and He will provide it to you. And your time will be here. And I'm being so serious. Don't give up. Don't throw in no towel. And you too, if you want to start your own thing, mind y'all, I know that entrepreneurship isn't for everybody, okay? But at least know what type of vision you have for yourself, right? Write it out, make it plain. Have you written it out?
In my heart. It's in my heart.
I'm telling you for real, Tiffany. It's a difference in having it written on your heart, right? And there's a difference in putting it to paper. When you take a pen and you put it to paper, it feels magical, right? Because it's like you have to write the vision and make it plain and execute it, meaning that you have to take action on that vision. And it's always something about being able to. I could say I have like 4 whiteboards in my office. I have a home office. I do nothing but write things out, because then you can see it and it feels like it's attracting to you.
Yeah, this is so helpful. This is so helpful. Thank you, Travis. I hope Tiffany was blessed by that. We got some more questions. The folks are engaging, so we want to put them up. DK, what's the next question we have? Mr. Jackson, what advice do you have for a seasoned 44-year-old incoming HBCU student to be active beyond academics in order to make a difference? That's a great question.
That is a great question. Hold on,
yeah,
now.
You know, Bro Jackson, more of our schools have non-traditional students. They're older students. We have careers, family, children, jobs, real life. You know, what do you think is a good way for those type of students to get involved?
Can this be a two-way answer, or me and you answer it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. What advice do you have for a seasoned 44-year-old incoming HBCU student? Don't think about your age. First off, don't think about your age, and know that you could still contribute something to the university or college that you will be attending. First and foremost, to be active beyond academics in order to make a difference. People need your wisdom. People need your experience, especially some of these organizations. They need what you've already seen, and you can put that to work in a great way, because some of the students, and I promise you I'm not trying to be funny, some of the students that you'll be working with, they haven't been able to see what you've been through already, right? You'll be able to see how some things are about to happen that they didn't think of. You'll be able to know, you'll be able to speak to, sometimes they say the why, they use the whys to help the students understand how to get there, but then you use the energy of the students to get there, if that makes sense. But definitely do not look at your age, and know that you have something to contribute. And just as I was speaking to Hector, know that you can still go out to these organizations of your interest and just see what it is that they need. Go ahead, Doc.
Oh no, you hit it, man. I just want to co-sign and say amen. I think you hit all the points. I totally agree with you. And the only thing I would say is that I think we need to look at our institutions differently now. It's not, college is not the 13th grade, right?
Right.
The undergraduate experience is broad and wide, and our HBCUs are institutions and agencies of change. That's why we're getting bomb threats. We talked a little bit about this before we got what came online. The reason we're getting bomb threats is because of the power of HBCUs and what they represent.
Right.
They literally are producing world changers, right? So if you want to stop that momentum, you want to try to kill those institutions. So Miss Weaver, you should get involved. Your age is not, that's a good age. You're at a very good age to make a difference. So just jump in, both feet in. I tell you, the water's fine. Come on in. We got a couple more questions, DK. Let's get to those. All right. Dr. Angelin Brown says, Mr. Jackson.
Dr. Brown. Hey, Dr. Brown.
What is your favorite element of an HBCU?
Homecoming. Homecoming.
Nothing like an HBCU homecoming, right?
It's nothing. And I say homecoming because homecoming represents so many different elements, from undergrads being able to connect with the alumni to, it's like homecoming. You have January 1st, which starts the new year for the world. But you have homecoming that starts the new year for us in general. Just seeing from the parties to the opportunities to go back and feed into students, to the fish plates, to the events, to just it's like a ritual. Like going to homecoming it's the compilation of the HBCU experience.
Yep, that's great. Thank you for sharing. I agree with you. I mean, it's nothing like homecoming, and it's a great kickoff, and it really sets the tone, right? Because the truth of the matter is, if we do it right, homecoming should last all year long.
Yes,
It's in different forms, right? You're not going to have the same big homecoming game and galas and all that kind of stuff, but the family reunion that happens should go on all year long. That's
also
good.
and then also to that as well, it's like we spend a whole year to be able to come back and report to people what we've done since last homecoming.
Yep, that's good. You got some questions about your merch. You have some merch. Let's put some questions up and see.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Williams. Yeah, he's our director of alumni engagement. He wants to know, how can we get your merch?
That's my guy. Hope you're doing good, bro. And Stacy Coles as well.
Yeah, so that's my baby sister.
Okay. You all could go to www.hbcuprideshop.com, and that's where all our merchandise will be. And we're supposed to be having a Black History sale as well. So yeah, hbcuprideshop.com, and it's also in the bio of our Instagram too.
Okay, a couple technical questions here. Was it difficult starting your merch line, and would you recommend screen print over vinyl?
It wasn't necessarily difficult starting my merch line. What I did, I started selling buttons first when I was on A&T's campus, and I would sell HBCU Pride buttons. And they were $2. So I made the movement known before I had a logo or any artwork, right? So then I started out with screen prints, right? It's okay to start out with a gilding, but don't stay at a gilding, because everybody don't want to wear gilding t-shirts. Gilding fleece is good, but try to get into your cotton heritage. When it comes to screen print over vinyl, I myself, I don't like screen print, because when it washes and when it dries, it could have cracks in them. Look more so to digital printing or direct to garment, where it kind of feels like it goes inside of the shirt and it'll last longer. And then also, when you're starting your merch line, know that you're not really here to service everyone or try to feed every demographic. Know the story behind your merch, know your personal story, and also make things that you would wear, right? And your community will follow suit.
Great advice. Thank you. Well, let me thank you as we wrap up. This has been an awesome conversation. You've got us all excited.
I do need a pin
to our students, and we want to support the work you do. I say to every one of our guests, now you're part of the family, so you have a standing invitation to come back to Clinton College. And when COVID gets a little better, we want to see you in person and have you on the yard down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Thank those of you who shared with us and put your questions in the chat. And I hope you will go check out HBCU Pride Nation online, purchase some merch, and support our brother. We're now going to go to our alma mater, and then Dr. Morgan will come back with announcements.
Clinton, our hero school, for thee we raise and rule, for thee we take our stand to honor thee. We'll honor, cherish thee, as thou wast and we plead. Clinton, our hero school, we love you so.
Good morning, Clinton family. Brother Travis, thank you so much for that message that you shared with us on today. I'm so excited because at this time at Clinton, we're getting our students engaged. As many of you know, our Student Government Association applications are now live. So this is the perfect time for you to get engaged and take pride in your HBCU, Clinton College. Tonight we have the ultimate HBCU live night courtyard on Instagram. So I'm asking all of our Clinton Golden Bears to log on to Instagram at OSER_Clinton. It's in my signature at the bottom of the picture of the video screen here. Please log on 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight. We have DJ Legit, who is from Kentucky State University, and he's a nationally known DJ. So he will be with us on tonight. And so we have several other HBCUs who will be joining us on tonight. So please come out and show pride in our HBCU, Clinton College. As many of you know, our new student organization cycle is currently open. So we are accepting petitions for new student organizations. So the cycle closes on March 15th. So if you have an idea for a new student organization on campus, it can be social, educational, academic, any type of organization that you can think of that you want to start within our community here at Clinton College. Please submit a petition to begin a new student organization. On Monday, we will be having our campus activities board informational CAB. So CAB will be the students who develop, present, and execute programming on campus to all of our students. They will assist with homecoming, assist with Spring Fest, and other large-scale events hosted at Clinton College. On February 17th, the Office of Student Engagement and Retention, in conjunction with the Department of Performing Arts, will host the Art of Music, which will be a panel discussion that focuses on education of the music industry, a resume clinic, and interview tips, and much more. So if you're interested in the music industry, if you have a gift in voice, vocal performance, and you want to dive into that field, please join us on February 17th at 6 p.m. More information will be coming out about that event as well. And then on February 10th, we'll be having a Clinton Care student check-in, which will be hosted through the Division of Student Success. And so we just want to spend some time just to check in with you guys, see how things are going, how your semester is going, if you have any issues or concerns, and how we can be better support you as Clinton students. And so that's it for us. Stay tuned for more upcoming events. And please don't forget to submit your SG applications if you're interested. That also includes Mr. and Miss Clinton College. All right, you guys have a great day. And I look forward to being with you guys next week at Beacon Forum.